Hi guys, so today we're in Nicolas Feuillatte. I don't know if spelling but yes, we're here. This is the third champagne. I'm gonna take you guys through it and I really hope you enjoy this. Yes, so this is the third trip we're doing, and yes, the two were really wonderful, and yes, I hope you enjoy this one too.
That you're doing fine cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. Whatever you like, you don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right, don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. I see you hesitating while you're waiting, like somebody's gonna give it to you. You gotta chase it, gotta believe it. You gotta go get it for yourself. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like, you don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right, don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be.
Logo, and if you understand this logo well, you will understand our DNA, what the brand Nicolas Feuillatte is made of. And so we can read it from the left, from the right, if you don't mind. So let's take the very first element that composed this logo. So on the right hand side you can see just like hearts, the shape of hearts. Can you see that? Yeah. So the heart cœur to symbolize, to mean, well, the passion that we all have here for the brand Nicolas Feuillatte and for the product, the champagne. The passion, then you have in the middle a star. This is where the magic aspect. Anytime you will open a bottle of champagne Nicolas Feuillatte, we try to provide you an enchanting moment. So, passion, magic. Let's switch to the left. Obviously, we are made of vines and grapes.
Yes.
And the very last element on the left, that is the human dimension, because I don't know if you know that, but that's very important. The Champagne Nicolas Feuillatte is a cooperative, and we are the largest co-op of the champagne industry. So we are an association, a union of 6,000 independent wine growers. To give you an idea, 6,000, it's 1/3 of all the independent growers of the Champagne appellation, because there are 15,000 growers. 6,000 of them are part of our brand. So actually they are the richness of the Champagne Nicolas Feuillatte, because they will provide us with their grapes. And actually what happens here, so you can see, so this is the harvest. So we are collecting the juices from everywhere, from the Champagne appellation, from each pressing center to pay tribute to them, to really mean they are the real richness of the brand Nicolas Feuillatte. Without them, we are nothing because each of them are going to provide us with their own grapes. And the richness, because you can see a lot of identities, a lot of faces, and you can see male, females from different generations, and you can see where they are from. So this is the cru, the village they are from. And as a consequence, they are going to provide us with grapes coming from the whole Champagne appellation. And our wines are rich from this notion of terroir in its globality. So let's have a closer if you want to see what is the Champagne appellation. So a small reminder regarding the grapes varieties, but I'm sure you know. Even for you, so 3 grapes varieties, a lot to make champagne. So 2 grapes that are black skin grapes, the Pinot Noir and the Meunier, but inside the pulp is white. And the third one, the Chardonnay, that is the only one with white skin, and the pulp is white too. And basically we can find these grapes varieties in a different zone of the Champagne appellation. So let's have a look here. So everything in orange, this is the Champagne vineyard. So this is the Champagne appellation. And we can see 4 sub-regions. I mean, in the north of it, you've got the city of Reims. We say Reims, I know you say Reims, but Reims in French. And you've got here the Montagne de Reims. Can you see that? Montagne de Reims. So that's the Reims hill. So this part of the vineyard, Montagne de Reims, is very specific to the Pinot Noir. So you will mostly find Pinot Noir here, it is part of the region. Then we go down, we've got the city of Épernay, and you can see the river Marne crossing the vineyard up to Paris actually. And you've got the Marne Valley, Vallée de la Marne, on the both sides of the river. And actually this part of the vineyard, Vallée de la Marne, you've got a very high humidity level because or thanks to the Marne River. And there is only grape variety that is strong enough to stand the humidity. That's the Meunier. So the Meunier you will find here mostly here in the Vallée de la Marne. And again, from Épernay, here we have just here, this is Chouilly in the south part of Épernay. And from Chouilly, well, you are entering the Côte des Blancs, the White Coast region, until the south part of the vineyard. Côte des Blancs, White Coast, because I'm sure you understood, because you find the Chardonnay, because of the color of the skin. So Chardonnay here, mostly here in the Côte des Blancs and Côte de Sézanne. So that makes 3 regions, right? Montagne de Reims, Vallée de la Marne, and Côte des Blancs. And the 4th one is, we have to go, so we are just there. This is Chouilly, Côte des Blancs. And we go 100 kilometers down, and we are entering this region. So let's make a focus on it. So this is the region I'm talking about. We call it the Côte des Bars, the Bar Coast region, because we've got 2 main cities, Bar-sur-Seine, Bar-sur-Aube. So as a consequence, we call it the Côte des Bars. Côte des Bars, even if it's far from the center of the Champagne appellation, is part of the Champagne appellation. And it's, as you can see, very close to the Burgundy region. Côte d'Or is Burgundy, but it's part of the Champagne appellation. Côte des Bars is very important to us because it will give us beautiful Pinot Noir again, but that are completely different from the Pinot Noir coming from the Montagne de Reims. Montagne de Reims gives structure, power to the Pinot Noir. Compared to the Pinot Noir coming from the Côte des Bars that are very delicate, very delicately perfumed, more feminine to me. To me, Pinot Noir from Montagne de Reims is very masculine, and Pinot Noir from Côte des Bars is more feminine. And it's true, it's true. Yes. So just to sum up, each grower, the 6,000 growers I was talking about, are based everywhere in this Champagne appellation from the 4 sub-regions. So as a consequence, our wines are rich from this notion of terroir, of this Champagne appellation. Yeah. we've got the blended wines, but plus we are going to add again sugar and yeast to ensure the second fermentation inside each bottle.
Yeah.
And then we are going to seal the bottles, but it won't be the cork yet. At this stage of the process, we are going to seal the bottles with these two elements. This is what we call a bidule. That means nothing in French. So bidule, we are going to place it inside the neck to seal it hermetically. And above it, we are going to place a regular metal cap to seal everything. So it will be perfectly sealed like this. So it will occur just there at this stage of the line. Once the bottle is sealed, it will go out from the line. Here there is a control system just to make sure that, so we're going to scan each bottle to make sure we've got the good level, the good quantity of wine. And also we are going to check if there is any element inside the wine. If everything is wrong, the light goes from green to red, and it will eject the bottle on the side, and it will go to the quality lab to check on it. So you can see, this is the white socket you can see. This is the air cone system for him. So, I told you, we will see the cellars at the end of the tour.
Yeah.
But I have to talk now about what happens in the cellars, about the aging process. Therefore, I propose you to go through this virtual room, because this is how we are going to store the bottles in the cellars in the horizontal position for the aging process. And I propose you to come with me, to follow me, to understand the magic that happens inside the bottles in the cellar. Because something happens in the bottles. So to understand, so I take my bottle. So this is a regular bottle. You can see, well, you can guess the blended wine, the liqueur de tirage, so the mix of yeast and sugar, yes, the bidule and the cap. So this is how we will keep the bottles in the cellars in an horizontal position for many years. Do you know, ladies, or do you remember how long we have to keep the bottles in the cellars?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
So there is a legal minimum. It will be 15 months if it's a non-vintage.
Oh yes, you said.
And for the vintage, do you remember for the vintage?
For the vintage, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
3 years for the vintage
Yeah.
was, yes, indeed. So 15 or 3 years according if it's non-vintage or vintage. That's the legal minimum. But here by Feuillatte we are going to double this notion minimum. So we are going to keep minimum 3 years for the non-vintage and minimum 5 to 6 years for the vintages. But it can be up to 10 years. It depends on what we want to obtain.
Yeah.
So, and therefore to understand you have to you have to understand what happens in the bottle. So we leave the bottles, and so we forget them. What happens? Well, during the very first weeks of the aging process, just like in the vats previously, yeast and sugar turn into alcohol and gas. But the gas cannot escape anymore. So the gas dissolves in the wine, that becomes sparkling. So that's the magic I want you to understand. So that's the birth of champagne. So we'll call it in French prise de mousse. Prise de mousse. That's the birth of champagne. So this occurs in the cellars during the 3 first weeks of the aging process. And then comes the real aging process period. Because the yeast is going to settle down, it will create a sediment deposit on the side. And as you know, yeast is alive. So in the time, according to the length of the aging period and in the contact of the wine, it is going to release all its specific flavors. We are talking about the tertiary aromas. And the longer, the better. The longer, the more developed notes you will get at the end of the process. So this is the reason why the aging process is different according to the cuvée. It will be really according to the personality that Guillaume was thinking about when he was making his blending. I mean, if he created a wine with freshness to be perfect for an aperitif, in that case we will need freshness, we need tension in it. So in that case, fresh notes are okay. So we will just wait for the 3 years. Or in the contrary, if you want to obtain a gastronomy champagne with shoulders, with complexity in mouth, in that case we will wait longer. Because just to give you an idea how the notes are developing inside the wine, so at the very beginning of the process, we will get fresh yeast notes, just like if you were entering a bakery, you know, the same smell. And then in the time, it will become fresh bread notes, toasted bread. Then we are going to talk about brioche, warm brioche, butter, and then it will come to coffee, roasted coffee. This is how it will evolve inside the wine. So according to the DNA, according to the philosophy that Guillaume wanted to get, so it will be the length is different. Is that okay for you?
Yes.
So to manage the aging process, Guillaume is going to test the bottles regularly. And the day he will obtain what he was looking for, we have to stop the aging process. And therefore there is no secret but to remove the sediment deposit. But as you can imagine, years later it will be glued, it will stick on the side. So to remove it, we have to make the riddling process, the remuage in French. So I'm going to show you the machine for the remuage. So we got this orange light that you can see is very specific. It's a sodium light because I'm sure you know, but the daylight is very bad for wines in general. So as we are here storing bottles with champagne in it, but we need to see clear. So this is a very specific light not to damage the wines here. And we've missed it. So this is how we are making the riddling process. Of course, in the other champagne houses, you can see the traditional way. In the wooden rack, and on it too, you can see here. Because I'll show you the truth. And I didn't tell you, but we are producing 20 million bottles a year. So we cannot make the riddling by hand. It's just impossible. So we use a machine. So each machine is a gyro palette, a riddling machine. So each case contains 504 bottles each, and it will be placed on a base that is computerized control. And this base is going to give the impulse several times a day. It will turn, I have to think about it, it will turn 4 times a day, 4 times a day, yes, during 6 days. I'll show you anyway, I'll show you the movement so you can understand. So I'm sure you understood. We start in an horizontal position. So this is how we do start. And step by step we are going to bring the bottle in a vertical position. So this is how we are going to make the deposit slide into the neck. I'll show you this one, just to show you the movement. So a movement on the side, left or right. This movement has to unstick the deposit from the side. And then comes the second one that you can see. We are going to give a vertical impulse to the bottle to make it slide down to the neck. So we do unstick and then we make it slide. Step by step. So 6 times a day. And at the end of the week, 6 days, we will get the bottles upside down. So in that position.
It's down.
Indeed. So this is how we are going to concentrate the deposit. And this is the second purpose of the bidule, because the bidule is going to help us to concentrate the deposit inside the neck. So this is how it looks like at the end of the reading process. But it's still here. So to remove it definitely, we are going to freeze. This part of the neck to create an ice cube inside the neck, so containing the deposit. So now we can, of course, we can put the bottle right side up. Of course, the ice cube remains in the neck. And thanks to the pressure, because you have to know, at this stage of the process, there is a high pressure in it. You've got 6 to 7 bars of pressure. It's huge. It's 3 times the pressure you can have in a tire of your car. So you just have to, we can play with that pressure just by tapping just below the cap to remove it. And thanks to the pressure from the inside, the ice cube will be expelled out, containing the deposit. So this is what we call in French the dégorgement, the disgorging. So this is how we do stop the edging process by removing the deposit. That we are going back in time, but also this notion of time that we can play with. You know, in the process of making champagne, you will get some legal minimum to observe, but of course you can play with this length. So this is how we symbolize the time and the champagne.
So this will be the caves. If it was an old champagne house.
The beginning of the story comes from Mr. Henri Macquart, who was a vigneron himself. And Mr. Macquart dedicated his whole life to the growers because he wanted to give them the tools so they could stay independent and strong enough to face the big champagne houses. So therefore, he will create. So it was brand new at this period of time. I'm talking about the late 60s, early 70s, and the crop movement was a very tiny one. So Mr. Macquart dared to see many growers, to say, okay, together we are stronger. Let's join me under one and a single name. So in 1972, he created the Centre Vinicole de la Champagne here in Chouilly, in the middle of nowhere, and started with this cooperative movement. And step by step, with the new members coming, it became more powerful. And this is how he could give each member a real production site, very modern. This is how he will give them the possibility to stay independent, the possibility to create their own champagnes. And a few years later, he will be joined by Mr. Nicolas Feuillatte, who created this brand in 1976, because Mr. Feuillatte, had just a few vineyards, 10 hectares of vineyard, but it was not enough because Mr. Feuillatte was, the very first export market for Mr. Feuillatte was the US, because Mr. Feuillatte lived in New York. So when he made his brand of champagne, it was more to please his friends, and the friends of Mr. Feuillatte were the the powerful dynasties at that time, the Kennedys, the Onassis. So making champagne was just for fun because he made a big fortune by importing coffee from Africa to the United States. So it was really for fun. But 10 years later, so in 1986, he didn't have enough vineyard, enough grapes to develop his brand. And at the same time, Mr. Macquart wanted to help the growers by creating a single brand because they are all independent and so not that very famous.
Uniform, yeah.
So he wanted to help them. Mr. Macquart, so Mr. Feuillatte heard about Mr. Macquart looking for a brand. So they met together. It matched perfectly well. And so Mr. Feuillatte gave his name to the Centre Vinicole of Mr. Macquart in 1986.
Oh, wow.
And so that became the Centre Vinicole Champagne Nicolas Feuillatte, still creating champagne for the members, and of course creating champagne, keeping the production for the Champagne Nicolas Feuillatte. And at the beginning of this year, on the 1st of January of this year, we even become bigger because there is another merge, another fusion with another cooperative of Reims, merger, sorry, of Reims, and so we became, maybe you saw the name entering the estate, we became Terroir et Vigneron de Champagne. This is another identity.
I saw it, yeah.
Yes, so now we've got other brands joining us.
Joining you. Wow.
But we're still making, of course, the Champagne Nicolas Feuillatte with his own identity.
Yeah. So the other brands that are joining you, they'll produce, but they'll also produce theirs at the same time?
No, it will be where it was used to be to be produced before, so it was in Reims. It's in Reims.
Oh, okay.
So we still have the production site over there.
Oh, okay.
We are just becoming bigger, joined by other members, other cooperatives. So each room is well identified, fortunately. And we've got a white panel, so that's the idea of each room. You can see many details on it. So for example, assemblage is the blend. So here you've got bottles of 75 centiliters, and then it could be smaller or bigger bottles. So these are regular bottles. G means Grand Cru, so that's a Grand Cru. Millésimé for vintage, Blanc for white. Year, you always have 2 years indicated, 17 and here 18. 17 for the year of harvest, 18 for the year of bottling. Quantity, so this is the quantity of bottles stored in this room. So it's a very small one. And the structure of that is the funny part to me. The structure of the room is here inside. You've got 8 rows. So normally we should find the number 8 on the side, 7, 8. So 8 rows, and each rack is made of 7,600 bottles, and that makes the quantity for the room.
6,800.
So that's why the digits, the numbers you can see on the wall, are the quantity of rows we can store for only the room, for the rooms. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
And the bottling, the tirage, that's the date of bottling. Just one
So
day was enough.
2018.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to practice maybe what you have learned.
Okay. Did we have that?
Very important.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the 2 champagne in front of you. And can you make the difference between the 2?
Vintage and
The vintage and
Can you make the difference?
vintage.
What would you say between the 2 champagne?
One is vintage and one is not.
vintage one.
Which vintage is that?
This one, so it's 2012, yeah.
Yes, very interesting, you know. Both are good but different. Non-vintage, we need to make sure that the taste remain the same. This champagne is consistent. You come back 10 years from now, you taste this champagne, it will remain the same. Because why? We blend multiple years. It's not, whereby here, it's only 1 single year of harvest. It's 2012. By the way, we don't make vintage every year.
Okay. Only the good.
Not in Champagne. We make vintage if the year is exceptional. Like this year, probably it's going to be one of those. Because I don't have a saber. I wish we could use the saber, right? So the first one, you have the 3 types of grape that you spoke during the tour. You have 40% Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir gives the power and structure to your champagne. 40% of the Meunier for the fruitness and roundness. and 20% for the Chardonnay. And it is a brut, by the way. You know why it is a brut?
Because there's less sugar in the last step.
Less sugar is extra brut sometimes, but depending. So brut is like between 6 and 12 grams of sugar per liter. But this is only the standard, it is a brut. You will enjoy this champagne mostly for aperitif, for example. Easy to drink, very accessible. And when opening your bottle of champagne as well, be careful. I'm going to start all the way from the start, and you can see the difference. Look what I'm going to do. At this stage, always find the lid. You see, it says open with care. It's very important. You find first the lid and then remove your lid neatly. It's very important, you know, the lid. See, easy. And at this stage, what you do, play safe. You put your thumb or your hand or your thumb, and then you can undo. How many times do you twist?
6.
Oh my God. You guys are very good today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, do you turn the bottle or the cork down the bottle while holding it? And this one is the vintage, and you can compare, which is very interesting. And we do both at the same time, and you can see the difference between the two. Just in case, you know, double checking, very important. Always start with the most easiest one to drink to the most complex. Okay. This is the lightest one. You guys driving?
No.
Or you have your own driver?
Very
Okay. Nice. Okay.
You don't drink and drive.
If you can make me smile, if only for a while. There's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see, believe in you and me. I'm all alone down the steady road, just full of thoughts about to explode, facing the night.
Which this is, you said aperitif. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yes.
the first one is for aperitif,
Yeah.
and the second one for food. You could say the second one for food as for aperitif as well, but it's really powerful.
Yes, it
Rather
is
go
very
for the
complex,
first one.
yeah.
That's why you can have the two, and you can really see the difference between the two.
So
And you can finish maybe for your food with a demi-sec.
I want to try the demi-sec.
You like
I like sweets. I like sweets.
Okay.
especially with your food, just relaxing with your food. You know.
So meat, no seafood.
Seafood, yeah, depending. If you want, why not? Depending the way you
With what
feel.
you
But
want.
for,
So it's
for
good.
seafood,
Yeah.
my recommendation would be this one.
For seafood.
Yeah. I think you guys will like
Meal
it. Maybe you like.
Blanc de blanc.
like this one. So I'm going to make you. I'm going to make it special for you.
Okay.
Open it, so this one. I don't open it often.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because we have a Blanc de Blanc on 2015, but we don't have it available on testing. It's only available in the boutique. Very good year. Okay. It's very nice. It's a Grand Cru.
Yeah.
So only made with Grand Cru. So it's very.
We are very
powerful,
special.
it's very-
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. We can do the three.
I want to try the demi-sec.
With having rosé and with having the Grand Cru.
Now you know how to open. I always
Yeah,
open.
me too.
Oh, really?
I've learned.
I'm thinking I should change my mind.
Oh, you can try. Still okay. I think you can try the rosé. I don't think it's okay.
Okay. So, Grand Cru definitely for you. And hers. And demi-sec for you. Okay.
The demi-sec is
Yeah, that's right. I have to tell from behind.
And where you guys from?
I'm from Kenya.
Oh, Kenya.
She's my sister, but she lives in Germany.
Oh,
But I'm from
really?
Nairobi,
I
Kenya.
used to live in South Africa. I had a lot of Kenyan friends. Not
Yeah?
far,
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, of course, Cape Town. Okay, Kenya is nice. Nairobi,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Kenya.
And from Germany.
Yeah.
Where about in Germany? Where about which city?
Munich.
Oh, Munich. I like the Bayern de Munich.
You do?
You're taking my hand, leading the way.
The Grand Cru. This is it. It's very, very simple. And then this one is the Vin 12. Love it. Powerful but very, very nice. And this one is the Fruit, which is very light but also amazing. Love it. Yeah. Let's get drunk. Okay. Feeling good. Good. If you watched up to the end, I want to say first congratulations and thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you for watching. Bye. If you managed to watch until the end, guys, congratulations and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yes, don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys and see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I really hope you loved it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. And yes, I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye.